Hello.
Hey everybody, good to see you again.
Welcome to the Hunt for Harmony, where we are hunting for harmony in your marriage.
Corny. No.
And that is corny, but it's true. It is true. Well, I hope that you had an opportunity to take a peek at the topic for tonight, which is reading your spouse's mind. And I think some of you are about to be upset with me just a little because that doesn't happen. That doesn't exist. It doesn't work like that. None of it works like that. But I think a lot of times we think that we're able to read our spouse's minds. And when we do that, we end up making decisions based on what we have in our minds as opposed to what is actually the case. And as I was thinking about this, I was thinking only in a negative sense, like in arguments, where you popping off on somebody or you're popping off on your spouse because you think in your mind that you know he's going to say X, Y, and Z. And so before he even says X, Y, and Z, you're popping off, and vice versa. But I also started thinking about it in a different way, and that is that when you think that you know your spouse and what they're thinking, and you think you know it so well, that you rob your spouse of the opportunity to change.
Give us an example.
Or to show change. Don't be putting me on the spot.
Give us an example.
So say for instance, like a real example?
Yeah.
Okay. Mr. Hunt over here.
I changed my mind.
No, you wanted a real example. Mr. Hunt over here has learned, much to his chagrin, that he's a bit of an emotional manipulator. He is the one that does, like, oh, I guess I'll just have to go by myself. Oh, I guess the world is going to end if this doesn't happen.
And so me out there
you wanted an example. You wanted an example.
All right,
so over the years, I've learned to just, I guess, kind of ignore it. I used to get really upset about it. But then I got to a point where I did ignore it. But then I got to a point where I acknowledged it, but I didn't allow it to change my behavior because I figured, that's how it is. That's how he's going to be. That's how he processes it. That's fine. We just got to keep it moving. Anyway, it is better than it used to be. But if I had continued to assume that he had not acknowledged it or had not even been aware of it, then I wouldn't have been able to give him the opportunity to get better at that. Because it has gotten better. He doesn't do it nearly as much as he used to. And I think now he does it a lot less because he has done it a lot less. Or it could be because it was ineffective.
Does that make sense?
Well, it makes sense in this way. When you do something regularly, it becomes a part of you. It becomes fluid. You don't even think about it. You just do it because that's what you always do. And that's what you always did. But I think with the less you did it, then the less you relied on it. You follow what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying.
Okay.
But I agree, but I kind of disagree at the same time.
Why? Because you don't want to be an emotional manipulator?
No. I'm not going to say that. It's just that at times it's not an intentional type of manipulation.
Right.
And that's what causes a lot of friction in marriages, because she may have assumed I'm trying to manipulate her, emotionally, but see, this is it. But I can't say no, that's not what I'm trying to do, because in her mind, that's what I was trying to do. And until she started allowing me the opportunity to say, hey, no, that's not what I meant at all, it caused a lot of, friction. And it still can at times.
Well,
I mean, not like it used to, of course.
I was going to say, because I don't even like it.
We handle it in a different way now. But I think everybody would like the opportunity. Bottom line is, don't try to think what you know what your spouse is thinking.
Exactly, because you limit them
Yeah.
from growing.
And
You inhibit their evolution.
and you create friction just based on your thoughts. Your spouse might not even be thinking about anything that you are thinking about.
True.
But you've already put that out there, and
You thought so and so.
yeah,
Like,
and there's the
no,
fight.
I didn't.
There's the fight. So, yeah, I see that though. I see that.
So you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So so that's your only thought on that?
Yeah, that's my only thought. Yeah.
Mm. Well, I have another example. It's not of you though. This happened to someone I know. She was things had been kind of tense, and she was getting up to go somewhere, and this was recent, so of course nobody's been getting up to go anywhere. But she got up, she got dressed, put on face and hair and real clothes, and she was going somewhere, and rather than her husband ask, "Why are you getting all dressed up? Where are you going?" He just assumed that she was kind of sneaking out somewhere, I guess, kind of up to no good. And she caught him out the side of her eye, looking at her, like, sizing her up, like, why is she getting dressed? Why is she looking good? Why is she putting makeup on and getting dressed and putting clothes on? She ain't been nowhere in 3 weeks, and now all of a sudden she's got someplace to go. And rather than ask the question, simple question, where you going? It turned into a big thing. Because I don't know why. Is that a pride thing? He just didn't want to seem like he was jealous or concerned or...
Yeah, coming from a man, I mean, I think men are like that. They don't want people to know that they are a little insecure, which we are, but nobody likes to admit it. But, yeah, I guess my take on it all is if you have something you want to do or you would like for your spouse to do or, or don't do, talk to them.
Right.
Don't assume anything.
Don't assume.
You've had arguments about something multiple times and it's been the same argument. You're sick of the same song. But that doesn't mean that person's going to reply or respond to you in the way that they did in the past. Because people realize, okay, maybe I shouldn't have done that. Especially if you're a believer, God is gonna work with you on your shortcomings, and He's gonna tell you, look, you shouldn't have done that, and you're gonna have to sit that pride aside and say, okay, next time it happens, I'm not gonna respond in that way. But your spouse,
is thinking next time it happens,
mm-hmm.
he or she is gonna respond the same old way, like they always do.
So yeah, don't be afraid to talk about it, and when you do talk about something, to help cut down on a lot of the frustration, because some people want to talk about it now, some people want to talk about it later. Come to a decision to talk about it at a specific time. That way, if your wife doesn't want to talk about it right now, and you want to talk about it right now, but when she comes around and wants to talk about it,
you're done.
You're done. No, you don't want to talk about it when I want to talk about it. So set a time. Okay, babe, look, we're going to talk about this, in 6 hours. That way we both had a little time to think. All right? But don't assume. Talk.
Don't assume.
Talk.
Don't assume. If you don't know the answers,
Ask.
Don't fill in the blanks. Ask. Because the enemy is looking and has a whole bunch of options for you to put in those blanks. So if you don't know, ask. Talk about it. Don't allow your thoughts and your assumptions,
Pride,
to dictate your behavior. You can't function that way. It's not fair to you. It's not fair to your spouse. It's not fair for your marriage.
I think that's it.
You got the word for the day.
And go out, share. Let's save some marriages. Let's save marriages. It's a hard thing to do nowadays. So we appreciate those who shared, last week with family, friends, and we hope you do the same this week and encourage them to do the same. And also follow us.
Yes, follow on Instagram, follow on Facebook, of course, and follow on, what's the other one? Twitter. And it's The Hunt for Harmony. Until next week.
Give us some likes. Go save marriages.